शिफ्ट जनरली आपका भी नहीं होगा। यस, अच्छी तो आप भी वहाँ शिफ्ट हो जाए, तो आपको कमरा करना है पहले आपको Please down. Guests are coming. Leave it. Please leave it. Guests are coming. क्लैरिफिकेशन देने के बाद ही पूछते रहते हैं। तो आज मैं एक ही चीज बता दी, नाम हाँ बोल दो अब। क्यों वो तुम्हें गलत दिख रहा है, स्केड्यूल में नहीं लिखा हुआ। रेडाक्षी ये इंट्रोड्यूस करेगा कॉन्फ्रेंस को, उसके बाद सर को आप इंट्रोड्यूस करोगे वेलकम एड्रेस। आपको वेलकम एड्रेस पे बुलाना है। थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम वर्क, फिर उसका बाला सर का आपको बीच करना है, आपको बुलाना है। ठीक है, उनका इंट्रोडक्शन हो जाएगा। उसके बाद अक्षिता को किसको बुलाना है? मैम निमिषा जी सर और सभी। और पूरे लाउडली बोलो, तुम हैप्पीनेस में ना ओके था तो लाउडली और क्लियरली बोलो। अच्छा ये स्टूडेंट्स के हैं। चलो आप
Ladies and gentlemen, faculty members, distinguished participants, and my dear fellow mates, a very warm welcome to the International Conference on Emerging Technology Trends in Engineering and Management, ICETTEM 2023. We are delighted to have you here. It is truly an honor to be your host for this prestigious event. Today, we gather not only as professionals and enthusiasts, but as a global community united by our shared commitment to exploring Sustainable New Age Technologies Aligned to Business 5.0. Before we delve into the heart of today's proceedings, let us express our heartfelt gratitude to those who have played a pivotal role in bringing ICETTEM to fruition. Their unwavering support has laid the foundation for an extraordinary experience that awaits us. Now, let's talk about the theme of ICETTEM 2023. This year, our theme is Sustainable New Age Technologies Aligned to Business 5.0. ICETTEM 2023 will unfold across various sub-themes, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, IoT, big data, technology management, and many more. Each sub-theme is a gateway to a world of possibilities, and we encourage you to explore and engage deeply throughout the conference. Without further ado, let me now hand over the stage to my co-MC for the day, Rejakshi, who will guide us throughout the introduction of our distinguished dignitaries and our speakers for the event.
Thank you, Anirudh. Now, let me introduce our visionary leader who has significantly contributed to the field of education and industry. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh Sir, Group Vice Chancellor, Amity Universities, Director General, Amity Group of Institutions, and Vice Chairman, Global Foundation for Learning Excellence. Sir has an extensive experience of more than 28 years in institutional building, teaching, consultancy, research, and industry. He has spoken at various international forums, which includes prestigious $1 million roundtable conference at Harvard Business School, New York University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Thunderbird Business School, University of Leeds, and many more. He is a mesmerizing orator and has the rare ability of touching the human soul. He is internationally recognized as a known professor in the area of management and is known in the field of academics as an institution builder, a writer, professor, distinguished academician, a top-class trainer, international business expert, and the champion of the hearts of students. Allow me to welcome our Honorable Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh Sir upon the dais with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, and what a great day to welcome the leaders from industry and academia who are here. At MIT, we say that in our DNA, it's always a research, it's always a deep respect for the industry, it's always an affection for the students and researchers. And when I stand before you today, in front of the very august audience which is present here in great numbers, I can see researchers from across the globe, from somewhere about 40 countries joining us online and understanding that what we have been able to do at Singapore. So my heart goes to each one. Give a huge applause to all who have presented their papers. It's my pleasure to welcome the leaders of the industry, academia, researchers, on behalf of our visionary leader, our founder, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who is not only a living legend in the world today, but the one who, after spending more than 3 decades in Europe, came back to Asia to create world-class institutions. And I remember those days when everyone was challenging that there will be no private university in India. He was the one who authored it so well that today MIT is not only one of the prominent universities in the world, but in the QS ranking, if we look at, we have beaten all the universities of China and India in terms of internationalization. The latest QS ranking has come very recently, and you saw yesterday Miss Mandy, who was earlier the CEO of QS Asia, talking so passionately about the contribution of India. And I think that India is changing very fast. And it's not only changing fast, it is trying to see that what we should be able to give to the students from across the globe. It's our humble attempt, and this was a vision of Dr. Chauhan, who then gave the leadership responsibility to Dr. Atul Chauhan and Dr. Singh Chauhan, who are two very young, vibrant chancellors, one graduate from London School of Economics, other graduate from Wharton Business School, to lead the group. So today, MIT has got 12 universities in India, 16 foreign campuses, and the only education group of the world which has got so many institutions worldwide. But when we stand before Singapore, I was sharing the story, amazing story of Singapore, when everyone said that don't come to Singapore. It's very difficult to operate here or very difficult to create an institution. We said that we will be not only coming, but we will be creating an institution which will be contributing into the growth of Singapore, where the research and innovation will be the backbone. And this was our commitment to the Prime Minister of Singapore. This was our commitment to the Education Minister of the Singapore. This was our commitment to the leadership of the Singapore. And today, when I stand here and we are organizing this 10th international conference, which is being sponsored by two largest bodies of the world, Springer and the Case Center UK. As you know, the Case Center UK is the largest case writing institution of the world. And MIT and Case Center came together, and we are not only publishing some of the most reputed case studies, which is centered around the various problems and issues of the world, but also trying to digitize and video cases, which I think for the first time, any university in the world has been able to do. And thanks to the leading researchers of the world who have made it possible. So my heart goes to each one of them. Give a huge applause to everyone who has contributed. At the same time, research and innovation, the second most important thing which we have been able to do at MIT is that we have tried to create a meaningful impact on the students, which are most important for us. Because at the end of the day, whatever we may do, whether in America or in Singapore or in Australia, or in other parts of the world where we have got campuses, we have got a university in Dubai, we have got a university today in many parts of the world, creating another university in Australia and in Toronto. But whatever we do, we want that at the end of the day, the 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 22-year-old, the one who has got high expectations from themselves, or those who want to create a career, we should be able to provide them the career opportunities. So MIT from 2023-2024 has taken the biggest challenge that we should be able to create the largest apprenticeship and internship program of the world, through which we should be able to provide opportunities to the students anywhere in the world. So if someone wants to go to Canada, USA, someone wants to come to Singapore, Australia, or in India, or in Africa, or wherever we have got our campuses in Dubai, in Middle East, anywhere, Netherlands, Tashkent, where we have got campuses or where we have associated partners, we should be able to provide them the guidance. And so is the humble effort of the leadership that we saw some of the leading universities of the world coming to us and helping us and providing us the support. Before coming here, I was with the 3 Group 8 universities of the world, with the University of Monash, which is one of the leading universities, Group 8 universities. I was with the University of Adelaide, where one of our very good friends, Professor Peter Hudge, is the president and vice chancellor. And I was with the University of Western Australia at Perth. And I think these 3 universities, all of them, they not only said that they will be sending students for the first time. Australian universities have agreed to send 500 students, 300 coming from Monash directly to Indian institutions. So I think that this has created a different kind of ecosystem where now the universities, Ivy Leagues, Group 8 universities, Russell Group of universities, from where the students from the Asia used to go, they have started believing that they can come to Asia, and Asia can also provide the meaningful education to them. And this goes to the industry leaders who are present here, because I think that all of you, most of you, I can see they are from the Indian origin. And we feel so proud that what they have contributed into the growth, not only of Singapore, but wherever they have gone. So give a huge applause to all of them. I was in US, where we have got a campus now in New York. And this is a campus which we acquired from St. John's. It is a 175 acres campus. And I was told by one of the professors from Harvard, who is now the dean of the Harvard Business School, Professor Dattar, that 37% of the top academics of the world, they belong to Indian or Asian origin. It's a matter of pride that our people, our faculty, They are doing so well wherever they are going. In the world, if you look at the PhD scholars, and I can see large number of you who have presented their research papers here, and I was going through since morning the presentations. We have got someone from the mental health issues where she is addressing, and you would be very happy to know that we are addressing this issue more than anyone else is addressing. And she was telling me that this is one of the major problems that Singapore is facing. I would say that the whole world is facing this issue. But we are creating very big research center on which we are not only working on mental health problems, but we are trying to provide a solution to these problems. So I think that MIT has a role to play. We are committed to Singapore, and Dr. Asim Chauhan, who is so able, who is Chancellor of MIT University, Haryana, and is also looking after this campus so ably. I was talking to him in the morning, and yesterday also we had discussions. We have got huge plans for Singapore. We are moving to a stand-alone building, which is at the Orchard Road, one of the best locations where I think education institution can contribute. But much more than that, we are trying to align ourselves with the goal and with the strategic vision of the Singapore. Whatever we are going to do, we will try that we can be complementary to Singapore. We can bring value into the lives of the students. We are privileged that today we are being supported by some of the stalwarts of the industry. Give a huge applause to Mr. Bala Subramaniam, Surya Narayan, a great leader, a very humble person, but a very powerful industry person. Surya has held the group CFO, CEO, and managing director and board positions in Singapore, in Malaysia, in United States, in UK, and in Australian companies with global footprints in consumer products, fintech, medical suites, wellness, commodity trading, marine oil, and the list is endless. He is passionate about digital transformation and has rolled out SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, Acumatica, ERP at global site. He is currently the CFO at the GRE Tires and with the responsibility for the distribution entities in European Union, AU, and US. Give a huge applause to him, please. I think there could not be a better industry leader than someone from the helm of the affairs at the IBM who should come and speak to the students. We are really honored to have Mr. Gupta with us, Sachin Gupta, a man who speaks by heart, the man who leads IBM with passion, the gentleman who has been at the helm of the affairs. Sachin leads the Epic sales for the IBM sustainability product. He's a thought leader and works with the various CEOs to inform on the sustainability trends, design, sustainability objectives. And we're very happy to know that we have got a school of sustainability in San Francisco, where we acquired Presidio Graduate School. Maybe that sometime we'll call you to San Francisco to speak to our students. But really honored with your presence. Give a huge applause to him, please. We have got another industry leader, Nimisha Taylor, who is again amongst the very powerful speakers and I would say thought leaders. Give a huge applause to her. Nimisha is a competition and regulation specialist with over 20 years of international experience, having worked in consultancy firms and competition regulators in the UK. A very rich background. Just before coming here, I was talking to her that how we created a campus in UK, and I could see a spark, not only as a very bright professional, but a professional who wants to give back to the students. There are very few people in the world who will give back to the society. And normally when I speak to the industry leader and academic leaders, I say that the one who are giving back to the students, they are the biggest social workers because you are sharing your experience and one single thought of yours can change their life. So give a huge applause to Nimisha, who is passionate about developing the next generation of leaders. And in her spare time, she mentors university students, planning their careers and support them in leading consulting projects for non-profit organizations. Quite a few of them, of you can always go to her. We have got Mr. Sudhir, an automation expert. Give a huge applause to him. Sudhir is an automation expert, technologist, and certified futurist based out of Singapore. For work, he's a vice president for Asia Pacific and China at Bosch, Singapore, for Building Technology Division. Sudhir has over 2 decades of diverse experience in automation industry and where he has held various senior positions and has handled large portfolio of detection and automation products. Prior to GE, he worked with the Tyco Corporation USA, Tata Honeywell, and has held various leadership roles in driving the business. It's with the great humbleness that we feel that we are honored with your presence. Give a huge applause to him. We have got 2 more awardees to whom we are awarding them for their significant role. One of whom is Chartered Accountant Anandita Ghosh, who's a filmmaker, entrepreneur, and director at Singapore Bank, one of the top class entrepreneurs and professionals who have shaped many careers. We feel so honored with your family. Give a huge applause to Mr. Ghosh. And we have Ms. Nandita Das with us, Executive Director of IUNC Singapore, who works on mental health, I think, which is a very, very important subject on which some of the leading psychiatrists, doctors, and experts are working. My special mention to of a few people whom I feel have worked very hard, and during valedictory function, I would like to recognize their effort. First of all, Dr. Astha Gupta, Dr. Lala Bhaskar. I don't know whether Mr. Shravan is here or Mr. Shravan, if you can stand. Huge applause. And the Singaporean team, which has been so ably helping us. And we feel so proud on our Singaporean team, which has been helping to provide us the support, and the back team of the International Affairs Division and the research team, which includes Dr. Mukherjee, Dr. Singh, Dr. Vivek Rajput, Professor P.K. Kapoor, one of the leading researchers of the world, who work day and night, and they're in their DNA research flows. So from Singapore, a huge applause to all of you who have worked there. And also for the case study conference, Dr. Alka and the entire team, and all those who I'm not able to name. But I think that it's more than 100 plus team which has been working day and night. We always wanted our students on the study abroad program that whenever you come to Singapore, you take back the best of the memories. And that is the reason that we collaborated with Springer, which is one of the leading publishers of the world, and the Case Center UK, that when you present your cases, you can get their certificates. And after getting their certification, when you go and you apply for the jobs, you can always take back that this is what you produced. But we feel so proud on our students, on researchers who are presenting, and those who shortlisted cases, which will be published in Springer and in the Case Center. But from the bottom of my heart, my special thanks to the industry leaders. And someone was asking that how MIT has been relevant to Singapore and to the other parts of the world. If today we are the largest group of the world, if today we are the largest and have a very significant presence in Singapore, if today we are opening across the globe our universities and campuses, and today if someone recognizes, it is because of the industry leaders and academic world who has not only helped us to increase our citations, to increase our H index, but to believe in the philosophy our founder, Dr. Chauhan, that being small doesn't mean that you can't create something big. So I think that we feel so proud today that whatever we have been able to do for this world, and we keep on continuing doing our best. But thank you so very much. It was such a pleasure speaking in the Valedictory.
Thank you so much, Gurinder sir, for your insightful words and enlightening wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, our first distinguished speaker of the day is Mr. Bala Subramaniam Suryanarayanan sir, who is an accomplished professional excelling in diverse leadership roles globally. With an illustrious career spanning Group CFO, CEO, MD, and board positions across Singapore, Malaysia, the US, UK, and Australia, Mr. Suryanarayanan brings a wealth of experience in consumer products, fintech, healthcare, commodities, marine, oil and gas, technology, and entertainment sector. His expertise encompasses financial management, deal structuring, M&A, compliance, and business turnaround, catering to corporates, private equity, family offices, and SMEs. His passion for digital transformation is evident in his successful ERP implementations at global sites, including SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, and Acumatica. So, without prolonging the wait, help me in inviting Mr. Surya Narayanan upon the dais with a resounding round of applause.
Hello. Can you hear me? I don't know. Yeah, can you? Where is my presentation? It's okay, right? Yeah, which is the one, this one, right? Good afternoon, and doctor, thank you for having me here, and I'm so happy to be here, dear friends. And I'm still a student. Okay, I continue to unlearn and learn because the happenings, the technology movements are so fast and so impactful that I need to keep abreast of that, and that keeps me motivated because the challenge is how to bring. No, I don't need this. Challenge is you all can hear me out, right? Okay. The challenge is that how do we create a positive impact of technology in the lives of the staff in any companies that I work for. Now, the topic is new age technologies, sustainability, and business 5. So 5.0, let me share with you what do I mean by 5.0. Okay, so 5.0, we have a situation where you got all those IT systems on one side, you got people on the other side, and what do? They look at the system and punch in the data, they debate the data, they go into a meeting and they still do Excel. Each one is throwing different numbers, doesn't make any sense. Morning till night, they think that their number of hours they're working in the office would determine the promotion and the justification of being there. They get frustrated, they get demotivated, they are unhappy. Every day they think, I want to leave my job. Monday morning, they curse themselves, why do I have to? This is where the 5.0 comes in. What does it do? It combines the technology and the human behavior and takes away the key frustrating points in the human thinking brain cells, which means natural thinking is taken over by artificial intelligence. Okay. So once that technology takes over the key functions, what remains is when you come to the job, what is the job requirement is, what is it that you can contribute to justify your cost. Today's terminology, if company is paying you X, you need to pay back 3 to 4X back to the company in terms of your value addition. That cannot happen by entering the data. That can happen when you start solving the problem of the company. That can happen when these technology take over the mundane things that you're doing. So what are the mundane things that you do? This is known to all of you. I'm not going to be running through as to what do they mean, but these concepts are known to you. What I'm going to be sharing with you is based upon my experience. Where did I leverage? What is my experience? Why did I implement? Why did I see? Got it? So I'm starting with artificial intelligence as an example. This morning I was with MERS office before I came here. I asked them, I move containers, loads of containers from Colombo to all over the world. USA, different countries in Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia. So I keep booking them and I said, and the rates keep on checking, moving. I asked them, how do you determine the rates? Just keep on changing. Yesterday one rate, today one rate. Yeah, it decides. Nobody knows even it decides upon demand and supply algorithm. Just like the way you try to book a car during the grab during the peak hour, right? I'll give you one more example of where AI, I've seen it happening. I come to office, there are loads of invoices to be entered. The person is sick. I'm telling him you need to enter the data. I don't care if you're sick. Let's change the scene again. I got a ERP system. I'm not asking him to enter the data. I create a robot which goes into the inside the ERP system. It goes into your email. It reads the documents that is being seen. And overnight, it processes the data. And automatically publishes it in the ERP system. Early morning, you just come, everything is entered. Just see, is it okay? Tick, tick, tick. Over 10 minutes, the whole job is done. You now go on to doing an analytical part. So from capturing to controlling. You're getting the point? Let's take another example. Look at this here. It's creating AI-based bets. I used to work for a company which is gaming software company. We used to develop software for national parks in the US. So that by the time when you book, the system will know where you had been to, which restaurant you went to, which seat you were sitting along with the family, what is the birthday of all the people who are accompanying you. Is anybody having birthday? What is your favorite food? What is your favorite room? Everything. The guys thinks that how do you know? Because somebody is thinking at the back end. You don't need a human being to teach. IoT. Let's look at the example of IoT. I go to the Uniqlo. I have an app. I pick up shirts. I go to the, there is no cashier. It's done away. So you got machine, you just scan your app. I just scan the app. It says you play for these items. Yes, I didn't even scan. How do you know I bought this? Because somebody up there in the room or the hall or the place is tracking me and tracking that code. And even before I go to the cash counter, it says this is what you need to pay. I'll give you one more example. Restaurant. You go, you order for food. As soon as you order, somebody up there behind, the guy takes the order on the screen. Somebody behind knows what is it that's you need to be ordered. Food starts preparing. It tells you the food will be delivered in 15 minutes. This one will take slightly more time. It's instant, immediate communication. You are in US, suddenly you realize that you forgot to switch off your aircon. You open your smartphone, press the button, it gets switched off. So, blockchain. Blockchain is another concept which I have done that, but I'm not going to be boring you with what is it in technicality. Let's watch a small video which will explain the things in a more down to earth level. No, please. Just give me a minute. I need to bring this to the corner. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, starting. You need to start. Start. Increase the volume.
Max.
My thoughts. I didn't realize I had a yes. My name is Chris from India. I'm a sponsor of Valley. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Creton. You look like you know a lot about marketing. Okay, I know a lot, but let me try to make it easy. And then you take a look at the blog on this. This is what we have today in a centralized database of customers self all records. In a blockchain environment, this is what you get. There's 4 different points, and the data that is stored now in all 4 different places where everybody gets a copy of it. That's what blockchain provides for you. Information. Okay, I think I'm starting to get a better picture. But how does the man on the street benefit from this? Say, for example, today, when you make US dollar payments at very expensive store, he or she would probably take 2 days from with you then it's money of 50 people. With blockchain technology, that information will be made instantly known, both of you, and you know that money funds that you have to make. Wow. You think this technology is only going to get better in the future? Yes, it will be, because this technology is about operational efficiency. So you'll be a lot more efficient, a lot more things can happen faster and well, I guess I got one thing right. You do know a lot about this stuff. Well, the innovation team is also part of what I'm responsible for. And in innovation, we will look at technology and determine what will be helpful for our customers back. I see. Do you really need to get into it now? Well, as you know, DBS is kind of bank. Innovative, we like to look at what are the different technologies out there that can help us to make a better customer experience, a different data customer experience, and therefore experimenting with new technologies allow us to determine what is the next moment with customer experience. As a matter of fact, we have already started deploying this technology and started a company called Patio, joint venture between JP Morgan, ourselves and Temasek, addressing the specific problem that I talked about earlier, cross-border payments, where we'll make cross-border payments instantly for all customers. We've also started to do a exchange that allows our customers to invest in cryptocurrency if they want to, and we can keep them safe from them and together the best. Can't wait to show off to my friend what I think it's doing. Thank you. You're most welcome, and I'm glad to have this conversation with you and share about the basics of blockchain, and I hope you soon. I hope to see you soon.
Let me share one real life example. In international trade, right? You deal with documents. You banks in Singapore, you're moving goods from country A to country B. The documents come to Singapore. So you pay, you take the delivery of the goods and ship it. Oftentimes you do not know what is the validity of the, let's say, bill of exchange. You do not know whether it is fake or real. You do not know about the customer, whether it is good, bad, what is his credit worthiness. So we have been dealing with banks in Singapore using paperwork, by the time paperwork submit. I have actually faced situation where I've taken the documents out and suddenly I realized that the bill of lading is a fake one. So we managed to take it out. I used to work for a company which used blockchain to take care of this risk. So what does it do is, as soon as it's connected to some of the institutions, financial institutions. So as soon as the documents is presented, it will immediately check without any human intervention whether it is fake or real. It will certify. It will move across, and things will happen so fast that you don't even realize that it's happening, and it will also validate the credit worthiness and the actual background of the supplier or the customer. So in real world, it is happening. It's just happening at a phenomenal speed. Now, cloud computing. Cloud computing is all about computing, right? Let me give an actual example, real life. I work for a company which has got some 3,000 SKUs, some 600 global customers spreading across. And I got 3 factories. And Singapore is the global headquarters. And I need to build them and collect the money. I need to plan the factory. I need to plan the optimal utilization of the equipment out there. How do I do that? How do I do what is called demand planning? So what does it do? As soon as the customer somewhere in the US who has got an access to my database system plugs in an order into the system, it gets validated, approved. As soon as it is approved, is valued, the payment terms, credit worthiness is approved, it goes back to the supply chain team, which checks out where is this good? Is it nearby or somewhere we need to manufacture? If it is nearby, it triggers. If it is to be manufactured, it goes to the factory. The factory decides when do we manufacture. Once it is decided when do they want to manufacture, it gets locked into a production plan. The moment production plan is logged out, the bill of material gets exploded. We explode the bill of material, and they check out what is the stock do we need to buy, when do we need to buy. Once that is done, the production process is activated. This company is we make what is called green tiles, sustainable tiles, which are degradable, it is sustainable. It's made out of something like 70% of the material is sustainable. Why we make it? Because it's actually they don't look black in colors. When you see the tire, it looks green in color. We are the first in the world. So to make that happen, again, going back to some of the previous technologies which we used, the backend technology checks tablets, does its own R&D, and says this is how you need to mix and match like formula, and this is what will be the end result. Without much of a time spent in doing a physical R&D manual labor, you are able to reach from the concept stage to the market stage as quickly as possible. We could not have done it without the infusion of the technology. So what is the purpose of the whole thing? Simple thing. I am being paid not only to add value, I am being paid to make sure that my team, each one adds value. He stays put. He stays happy. 8 hours you spend in the office with the happy frame of mind. You don't go back home and fight with the parents, wife, and kids. Okay. 2, another important thing which we follow, very interesting thing which is unique. No SMS, WhatsApp calls weekends. 3, 5:30 we buzz off, shut us down. Still things happen because somebody else has to take over the job which you do not need to do. Now that talking about happiness, right? This is where you keep your employees happy, motivated, they will produce the results for you. And last one. Okay, last one. Next one is what? Okay. Virtual reality, right? Again, I'm giving a small example of gaming company where I used to work. We used to manage some 2,000 stores in the US. supplying games and gadgets. Somebody sitting, going there in the US, working in those, using those machines, comes back and is still addicted to it. Sitting in Singapore, you can use these gadgets and log into the machine and do the same game which he had left or finished. So, and this technology I'm talking about 5 years old, it has advanced much higher now. You can see this happening even in hospital, the various surgeries that is there. So bottom line is, these technologies are not hindrance. They are here to help you to, you remember this, you are being paid to return back 3 to 5 times X what companies incurring on you. You are not, you have to add value. Okay? These technologies help you to add value, contribute the sustainability. Okay? As I told you that we are making sustainable green tires, right? The sustainable green tires, I'm not reading the whole slide, I'm just giving an actual example. These sustainable green tires, we are the first one. When thoughts came to us, we thought we are crazy, but we use technology. What technology, I can't say because it's a confidential. But then use the technology to implement. You can do the Google search on green tires, technology, exhibition. It will tell you all the stories. So bottom line is that you cannot wish away, combination of technology to business. You need to accept it. You need to open to the ideas. You need not be a tech student. You need not be a tech student. I learned after a long time Python programming for over 2 years, writing codes. So it is there. I want you to keep your minds open. Don't close it. And think that it is important for your survival, your career. Any questions? Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your time and privilege of engaging in meaningful dialogue. Your commitment to sharing your knowledge is truly commendable, and I feel enriched by our discussion. Now, we are regarded to invite Mr. Sudhir Sir, an automation expert, technologist, and a certified futurist based in Singapore. Sudhir Sir brings over 2 decades of diverse experience in automation industry. His insights on the future of technology, especially AI, makes him sought after speaker at TEDx circles in Asia Pacific. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. I'm really excited to be with all of you here. And sir introduced me as a futurist. So I'm not a palm reader, right? So, but I'm a technology consultant and I look at long-term trends. And basically, most of my experience is around computer vision, which in the past was known as automation, because in the past, AI was not very popular and everything around technology used to get bundled around automation. What I'm going to talk about for the next 8 to 10 minutes is actually a TEDx talk I did recently. I'm trying to compress it and share that content with you. And this is a very provocative talk because this kind of forces you to think what AI can do, both on the positive side and what are the possible downsides, and how do we contain it, and how do we create value alignment. So that's the crux of the talk. So let me start. We can start with the video quick. right? You saw the video. So as humans, we are very good in copying, right? Copying names. So we have a very interesting asteroid. It's called 99942 Apophis. Apophis is actually Egyptian goddess of darkness and death. Now, most of you will not know this, that Apophis, this asteroid, which is the size of, say, Tower of Eiffel in Paris, is hurtling towards planet Earth. And it will pay us a very uncomfortable visit in April of 2029. Yeah, all of us will be around. But don't worry, there is already a plan for it. And if it comes too close to planet Earth, it will be redirected or deflected or even destroyed by a kinetic impactor. But the same guy, 99942 Apophis, will once again pay us a visit in 2036 AD. And that time more uncomfortable. Yeah. But again, NASA and other space agencies who look at such objects already have a plan for this. Now, I know I just set you up, and some of you are already now wondering that, do we really know about all the possible asteroids that can hit us in future? Yeah. As I say, I look long term. Now I'm talking about, are there asteroids that we know which can hit us in, say, next 500 years, 200 years, 300 years? The answer to this question was no. We did not know. But recently, AI researchers in Europe looked at all space objects which were more than 100 meters in diameter and which were within 4.7 million miles of the planet Earth. Through AI, we did simulations into the next 10,000 years. And you know what? We found 11 asteroids which had the capacity to do what asteroids did to dinosaurs. But now, since we know about these 11 asteroids, we can make a destruction plan. We can make a plan so that the future generations stay. So this example was just to tell you that the contributions of AI and that the A in AI is no more artificial. Use cases are extremely real. Let me also talk about one more use case, which is positive as a trend. As a civilization, the right to life is the fundamental life. Right, is the fundamental right. But every year, around 67 million people die of disease, right? And disease happens because of this mechanism that we are made of proteins. Proteins are our building blocks. Proteins in turn are made of amino acids, and amino acids fold, unfold, creating a three-dimensional structure. If we know this three-dimensional structure, we will be able to predict and avert disease, right? So protein is the key. You will recall during COVID times, most of the researchers were focusing on the spike protein of the virus, right? So if we are able to understand this structure, we can create medicines in advance. You'll be happy to know now that in the past, it would take decades and millions of dollars of research to study the protein folding and unfolding mechanism. We should also go to the next slide. So this is protein unfolding actually. So with AI, what has happened is that now there is already a database where almost all the proteins known to humanity are already deciphered. And what this means is that most of the diseases that we have today, in the next 10 years, we will defeat them. And there is one long-term trend, which is very, very clear that I can tell you as a futurist, is that in your lifetime, I mean, the students, maybe not in my lifetime, you will decide when you want to die. Right? And that's a philosophical question, then whether you want to live so long or not, but you will be having that choice. Let's also look at generative AI, right? Most of you now work with generative AI. This is so exciting. This AI can create content, make new art, make stories, analyze business cases, right? And it's so exciting in that sense because it can also provoke you and challenge you, and in terms of creativity and all the art forms that are there. But not only about generative AI, look what AI is doing with respect to transportation in terms of drone delivery systems and already creating upside on the autonomous driving side. In retail, AI is already giving insights about customer behavior, right? In manufacturing, AI with this intersection of robotics and Industry 4.0 And robotics already optimizing manufacturing processes and then creating upsides in the manufacturing, right? In banking and in finance, high frequency trading bots not only helps us to invest better, but also detect fraud, for example, right? AI is also making education inclusive. And for me, this is the highest upside, yeah? Because on a cloud, now the resources of education are accessible not only to elite, but to the poor, to the downtrodden, to everyone. AI will also make travel immersive on metaverse, and you can, even if you're not able to go for whatever reasons, you can still enjoy it, right? And AI is also helping governments on a larger scale because the data they analyze and then they are able to service the citizens, you know, on a super app, for example. And people who live in Singapore, you know what possibilities there are with the app and how life can become easy when we are able to process and create insights on data. So there are absolutely tremendous upsides that AI has. But I will be not honest if I don't tell you that there are also some sequences wherein AI has social, political, moral, and even philosophical concerns. And we should talk about that, right? So you already hear about deep fakes, you hear about privacy invasion, you hear about how elections can get manipulated, right, by AI. But I still believe that with the ethical code of conduct, regulation, containment, and ethics in coding, we can still solve it like we did with nuclear energy, right? Nuclear energy started with we making atomic bombs with it. But now nuclear energy and nuclear concept can also make power, right? So every technology in that sense has both upsides and downsides. It depends how we are able to steer it. However, there is one part of AI which really challenges my judgment. And that part is capacity of AI to tell us stories. Now, please be careful what I tell now, because this is the crux of the talks, and I conclude with this. When I was growing as a child, I was told a story. And the story was that I am living in this beautiful place. This place had beautiful lakes and mountains and snow and beautiful summer. And this became my perceived reality. This became the story of my life. And very soon what happened that another story started in the same place and violence got erupted in this place, and which also had a narrative, and that was also a parallel story. And I became a refugee in my life for many, many years, living a very miserable life. And this story still plays in my mind. But today it's not about my story, it's about your story, and it's about our story, right? Our laws, our institutions, our relationships, our dreams, our desires, our myths, our religions are all based on a story. The fact that I put my money at the end of the month in a bank and then earn interest on it is because my very intelligent banker friend told me that I should do it. I trusted him because he's credible, right? So everything that you do is based on a story. The problem now is this: AI can tell us far more compelling stories, and here it is how. AI can now generate language with very clear text, with unique images, and brilliant voices. AI is now speaking the same language which you and I speak. When language is mastered, culture can become hostage. And AI, as it goes on to solve the toughest problems that humanity faces, disease, which I explained, and climate change, it will build trust with us. And when that happens, then AI can tell us a parallel story that our laws, our relationships, our dreams, our desires, our myths, our religions, our institutions, our ideologies are not correct. Or it needs a different way of work and different way of work, right? And then, of course, there are two scenarios, right? If we are able to steer it, it's utopia, and everything is good and cool and nice, or it's also a dystopia wherein AI can do to us what we do to animals, right? We make them endangered. Because personally, I believe on the scorecard, our score is very poor as humans, right? See what we have done. We have destroyed nature. Maybe time has come that we need to be replaced as the primary species of the planet Earth, and someone else needs to come in. But that's for a different topic. Now, if some of you ask me that, now, what exactly is going to happen in the next 60 to 80 years with AI? Yeah, I'm not looking at day-to-day applications of AI. I'm looking far. So what is going to happen in the next 60 to 80 years? Honestly, I don't have an answer. Actually, none of us has an answer. It all depends on how this gets steered. But I want to, in the end, kind of again provoke you and force you to think that this story that you heard from me for the last 7 to 8 minutes, was it a story created by me or by some AI? Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insightful words at this conference. Your contribution has been invaluable, and we extend our heartfelt thanks for your time, knowledge, and meaningful engagement. Now, we are delighted to invite Nimisha Ma'am, a distinguished competition and a regulation specialist with over 20 years of global expertise as a speaker. With a background encompassing consultancy firms and competition regulators in the UK, New Zealand, and Singapore, Nimisha Ma'am brings unparalleled insights into regulatory dynamics and market operations. Join us to benefit from Ma'am's expertise connecting businesses and governments in understanding and navigating the challenges of the modern competitive landscape. Welcome, Ma'am.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for the warm welcome and the most distinguished guests. How many of you use Google to search for information? Amazing. How many Google searches do you think are carried out in a day? There's a thought. There are 99,000 Google searches that are carried out in 1 second. That translates to 8.5 billion searches in a day. Now think, this is just one platform in 1 day. Can you imagine all the data if we took all the digital platforms, all the websites, all the apps that we have on our phone? We are creating lots of data. Why? To power our digital economy. And it's expected that we're going to increase the volumes of data by 150% by 2025. And we're generating lots of different types of data. I use WhatsApp. When I send WhatsApp to my friends and family, I'm creating lots of personal data. When I go buy my lunch or shopping online, we've had all the specials on Amazon, Flipkart, I'm generating financial data when I make payment with my credit card. When I don't feel well, I go to the GP. It sends me for a scan, blood test. That's creating health data. When I travel, the bus, here or the train, I'm generating transport data. Now, some of that data I want to keep private because I want to prevent fraud, identity theft, and I want to maintain my reputation. So that information is confidential. But unfortunately, with lots of volumes of data, there's a greater risk of a data breach. In fact, some statistics say that there is a potential cyber attack that occurs every 39 seconds. Here in Singapore, actually one of the biggest cyber attacks involved SingHealth. SingHealth in Singapore is a group of hospitals. And the attackers gained access to data for about 1.5 million patients. They even gained access to the Prime Minister of Singapore's. In India, Air India was also subject to a cyber attack. 4.5 million passengers had their passport details. There are a number of threats that are occurring. And in response, governments around the world are implementing policies and regulations to protect that data and to keep it private. Singapore in 2013, it introduced the Personal Data Protection Act. And earlier this year, India actually passed its Digital Personal Data Act, which will be enforced by the Data Protection Board. So this means that these laws and regulations need to be complied by companies. They need to make sure that data is kept secure on the IT systems, and they also need to control who has access to that information. And that information that they gather is only used for the purposes of which you collect it. Now, for a business or an organization, they need to comply with these new regulations. Now, you might think, well, that's an extra burden. I need to comply with the law, but there's loads of value in me as a business or even a government agency actually gaining access to that data. For example, my data could actually be helpful to me. For example, my financial data could actually help me spend better, apply for a loan, and buy a house or buy a car. My health data might actually be useful so I can get a better medicine, better vaccine, so I can get well better, quicker. My transport data might actually help with planning better routes, help me avoid those traffic jams. So what's the solution? Well, one is technology. Technology called pets. No, these are not the animals that you keep in your house. These are privacy-enhancing technologies. These are technologies that help you share and extract the value of data, but at the same time, keep it private and confidential. Now, some of this technology has been around for a while. For example, we have encryption technology that takes all our messages, jumbles them up, sends them into secret codes that only the intended recipient can understand. We also have virtual private networks, VPNs. They create secure tunnels for our internet traffic, and so that people can't actually spy on us. But there are new technologies, new pets that are being developed as we speak, that are being tested. And in Singapore, they've created a regulatory environment to help you test and experiment with these new technologies. We call them regulatory sandboxes, and they allow for this area for experimentation. As part of that framework, MasterCard, global payments provider, has been testing a pets tech product that allows financial crime intelligence to be shared amongst different countries. It allows its product for that data to be shared amongst Singapore, the UK, US, and India, but it allows it to do so in a way that actually still complies with the different data regulations in those countries. Pets are also being used by pharmaceutical companies. They're using it to better understand how certain diseases might progress, how they interact with different health conditions, how successful treatment plans might be. Pets are also used in hospitals. You might have a hospital that is a very small, but only has only small examples of a particular disease. What a pet technology might do is help combine that data with 10 different hospitals so that you've got a larger pool of data and you can gain more insights. But it does this in a way that doesn't disclose patient information. So you're able to grab those insights. And there's even a case study where you've had government using PET technology. Indonesia, the Ministry of Tourism is struggling to better understand tourism, how to collect better tourism statistics so that you can plan. They use PET technology by using location data from mobile phone operators. So what they did is that they had 2 mobile phone operators. They took the 2 data sets of location, basically looking at mobile roaming between those customers, as a way to kind of see where some of these people, these tourists, were moving around. It gave them really useful insights, but what it did is it kept the customer information private, because these are customers, mobile phone operators, but these are also businesses. So it kept commercially sensitive information from those businesses confidential. Now, they're not just benefits with pets, unfortunately, as always is with technology, it's a balancing. There are challenges. First challenge is usability. Pet technologies are evolving, they're new, they're being created, they're being tested. Some of them are a bit complex and a bit cumbersome. This creates a problem if you're looking for widespread adoption. If something's too difficult to use, people won't actually use it. Second challenge, usability or interoperability. Technologies work best when they work and talk to each other, they're connected. For example, the PET technology for the tourism industry needs to talk with the technology for the mobile phone operators. If they can't connect, then what's actually the point? The data can't actually be extracted. The third challenge, probably the one that I'm always interested in, is about regulatory compliance. The question is to make sure that these PET technologies, do they actually comply with the laws and regulations in different countries? Yes, data protection policies are coming in, but there are differences in place of how they may be regulated. There may be different restrictions on the laws for whether data from here can be sent across to another country. The PET technology needs to be able to comply with the laws, and this is where there's a role for regulators to provide clarity and certainty to businesses or other organizations that use them on the best way to use it. Do they need to put in other measures if they're using PET technology? So there's a need for regulators to get involved, understand some of these technologies. That's something that I really love doing. There's been a lot of exhibitions and companies showcasing some of these technologies. Understand it, and then think about, okay, what are the risks? Where do I now need to put in some safeguards in place? And this is where some regulators in the UK, in Canada, in Europe, they've been already researching pets and offering some form of guidance. And the United Nations and the OECD have also started doing some very comprehensive research on them. But pets are not fail-proof. There's great technology that's evolving that can build lots of value for our data and build trust in the technologies. But actually, it can't completely stop all types of data breaches. In fact, research from IBM says one of the biggest causes of data breaches is human error. We're humans. Mistakes, email sent wrong, password management. So I'm going to leave you with the fact we can extract and unlock great value from our data. technology can actually help us, but we as humans must play our part too. Thank you very much.
Please join me in extending our heartfelt thanks to Nimisha ma'am for gracing us with her insightful words today. Ma'am, your words adorned with richness of vocabulary painted a vivid tapestry of insights into competition and regulation. Now, it is our distinct pleasure to extend a warm invitation to Sachin Gupta sir, Epic Sales Leader for IBM NVC Sustainability Product. Sachin sir has driven transformative sustainability journeys for expertise. Join us as Sachin sir takes the stage to share his invaluable insights. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon. And thanks to Govinda sir, Dr. Rasta for having me here. Really a pleasure. So being in the technology world, I'm a technologist, 23 years. Been in IBM for about 13, 14 years. Before that, I had my startup. So what I'm going to do really in the next 8 to 10 minutes, I really want to present to you some career ideas. Okay. Now, before I do that, how many of you are going to be in the job in the next year or 2 years? How many? Okay, don't be shy. Yeah. Okay, about 80%. Okay. How many of you want to be in a job in a technology industry? Oh, only one. Come on, man. We need more people in technology. Yeah. Okay, come on. Okay, more. No. Okay. So about 40%. How many of you are really here from the study abroad program of MBA? Oh, all. Oh, wow. Okay, all of them. Okay. Okay, that's very encouraging. And by the way, I can tell you the real value in education, while academics is important, but I think over a period of time, you will realize that this globalization that you are getting, coming here to study, meet other people, is really something that is going to be invaluable in life. Okay, really invaluable. So I want to first really congratulate Amity, for doing a wonderful job. It was a story when you were kind of sharing 16 global campuses and all the different international things that you have done. Just amazing team. So yeah, I think it's really upon you guys to take the full advantage of what Amity presents to you. And I think a derivative of that is really the global adaptability, diversity, and inclusiveness, that you get as traits. And by the way, I can also tell you very proudly that these are the traits because of which some of the Indians are really the CEOs of some of the top companies worldwide. Many a times people do ask, how come in US, apart from Americans, the next biggest chain of CEOs is all Indians. So what really happens in India, right? This is what happens. Right? You have diversity, you bring in the global sort of perspective, you get the inclusiveness, and you get, where you are. So really, thank you for that. So I'll come to my topic really, I know speakers before me have really touched upon AI, multiple other technologies, blockchain, etc. What I'm going to really talk about is sustainability. How many of you have heard about sustainability? At least know something about sustainability, why we want to be sustainable, do something, okay, very good, almost 90%. So some of you may kind of know this chart, but essentially what it says is why sustainability is important and what sustainability is really. So all of us are utilizing resources from the planet. And planet is unable to generate those resources naturally in the same time period. Okay. Previously, it used to do, if you go back to 1970s, you see the green sort of bar right up there. Those were the days when planet used to generate natural resources itself in terms of consumption. Okay. So it was sustainable. But over a period of time, I think we are using many more resources than the planet is able to generate. Okay, so right now, currently, we are using 2 planets worth of resources. Okay, so we need 2 Earths. I don't know, you're talking about asteroid kind of hitting one Earth. I was just thinking, man, we need 1 more. So next, okay, I can do this. Why this is happening? I think all of us know. It is really because of the global warming, right, as it is called. And why that is happening? Because, when we are extracting anything, it is leading to certain processes that are increasing the carbon in the environment. And whenever something increases, it has an impact on the environmental sort of sciences, right? Air, water, etc. All cycles change, and I'm sure all of us are experiencing, a lot of different weather events as well, right? Now, why I'm telling you all this, right? Some of you were raising hands, you want to be in the technology world. Now, I can tell you in technology world, the way it is shaping, you've got to be a specialist. Okay, got to be a specialist. Whether you are a BTech or an MBA or a BBA, you have to be a specialist. Now, what does a specialist mean? It means you either need to have a specialization in a domain or an industry, or both, if you can. What is a domain? AI is a domain. Cybersecurity is a domain, right? Because before we have touched upon all these topics. Sustainability is also a domain. Okay. And sustainability is going to be as big a domain as potentially an AI. Okay. And I do have, some figures around it. So world is going to be experiencing, and it is already experiencing, to be honest, a shortage of sustainability talent. Okay, people who really understand, what sustainability is, what ESG is, environmental, social, and governance, and how can technology really drive. So some of these technologies, AI, blockchain, AR, VR, they're all going to supplement, they're going to enable sustainability for the planet. But it is important for you to understand that when you talk about a domain, it may be AI, it may be cybersecurity, it may be sustainability as well. Okay. Now, what is it offering? So sustainability is going to be a $10 trillion industry. Okay. So I'm not here to kind of just tell you sustainability from a social and governance lens and, from an NGO or charitable basis, right? It is becoming a business imperative. And that is why the industry is going to require people like yourselves to be part of this industry. Okay. And this is not only for not for think about this, that, you are doing good for the planet. Yeah, you are doing good, but this, here you are also making money. Okay. I just want to be very clear. The thing on the right that you see the chart, this is essentially the Google Trends. And Google Trend has been one of the hottest way to know what areas are going to emerge. And you see sustainability search, which is right on the top there. In the last 3 or 4 years, especially post-COVID, sustainability search has gone up by 10,000 times. Now, I can say all of that, but where is the money? Right? Look at that. Look at the chart in front of you. And all the business grads, undergrads, you can kind of see how the sustainability currency, which is carbon, has reacted. Okay. And I'll invite most of you, just go back, just do a understanding of what sustainability or carbon has done compared to, other commodities and equities and sort of other markets as well. So sustainability is not only imperative for companies for planet purposes or people purposes, but what we call as sort of 4 Ps. Planet, people, profit, and purpose. And all organizations today, are looking to be sustainable. So it provides you an immense opportunity to kind of come in, join the industry, be part of the industry in terms of gaining sustainability skills. Be wherever you are, whichever domain you want to choose, you choose, whatever specialization you want to choose, you choose. But this is an industry that is really looking out for people. And I have a few other examples which I'll kind of leave with you. There are some great startups in the last 2-3 years that have really come out in sustainability, whether it is recycling, waste management, AI, etc. So just be prepared and keep thinking on what is it that you can kind of do in this space. Okay, but it really is a great opportunity, for people like yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such an inspiring and thought-provoking words. Due to prior commitments, Mr. Sudhir sir needs to leave early. Your talk was really mesmerizing, sir. So now I would like to request Honorable Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh sir, Group Vice Chancellor, Amateur Universities, to please come and facilitate Mr. Sudhir Tikku sir with Amity Global Corporate Excellence Award.
Can you again have a huge round of applause for sir?
But good that you are asking questions. Good.
So next we have the segment of conferring of Amity Excellence Awards. It is my distinct honor to call upon the stage Honorable Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh sir, Group Vice Chancellor of Amity Universities, to please come and facilitate our distinguished dignitaries on the dais with Amity Excellence Awards.
Can we have a huge round of applause for Ms. Anandita Ghosh, Secretary India from We confer her with the Amity Global Artistic Excellence Award, recognizing her outstanding contributions to the world of art. Her creativity and talent have not only inspired us, but have also left an indelible mark on the artistic landscape. Please again give a huge round of applause for ma'am.
Next, we have Ms. Nandini Das, co-founder and executive director of Eon Consulting Private Limited Singapore. We confer upon her the Amity Global Social Excellence Award in recognition of her commendable efforts in the realm of social impact. So next category of awards is Amity Global Corporate Excellence Award. And for this, I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Bala Subramanian Surinarayana sir to please come and receive this award.
Please give a huge round of applause.
Next, I would like to invite Ms. Nimisha Taylor ma'am to please come and receive the Amity Global Corporate Excellence Award. Now I would like to invite Mr. Sachin Gupta sir to please come and receive the Amity Global Corporate Excellence Award. Next, I would like to invite Dr. R. Amutha for the Best Research Paper Award, which is on digital Darwinism, survival of the smartest AI in fields management education.
We will be presenting this award online, but we feel so privileged. We have gone through your paper and the jury has unanimously selected this as a best research paper. Our very congratulations to you.
Now I would like to invite Ms. Sally Low, Academic Director, Amity Global Institute, Singapore, to extend the vote of thanks.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, students, all right, I'm Sally. So on behalf of the organizing committee, especially Dr. Gurinder Singh, Dr. Asta, all right, I extend my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for making our 2 days international conference on emerging technology trend in engineering and management 2023 a resounding success. Your present and active participation have enriched, all right, the intellectual exchange and is at the heart of the academic discourse. Now, we would like to express our deepest appreciation to our distinguished keynote speakers and, of course, some of the students who have also joined us the last few hours earlier, who have presented their research, all right, whose insightful presentation and the tone for engaging discussion throughout the conference. Their expertise, of course, all of them, their expertise and passion have inspired us all. Now, last but not least, of course, you all students who are here for your active engagement, thoughtful question, and the positive energy you have brought to the event. Now, we hope that the connection made and ideas shared during this conference will continue to resonate in your work. So we look forward in welcoming you again in future edition as we strive to create a platform that foster knowledge exchange, collaboration, and innovation in our respective field. So thank you once again. And I think most of you all will have one separate.
Thank you, ma'am. We have also certificates for all the students who are present there.
Do the happiness.
8 certificates. Next session has to start. Alumni session. So after the alumni session, we'll be able to give the certificates. And all of them, the speakers will be waiting. I think that we had excellent presentations, and we would like to give certificates to everyone who has participated. Then our industry leaders have to go, and our very able alumni is waiting, and we would like to welcome them. And the next session has to be with alumni. So very quickly, we will start with the alumni session, and after the completion of alumni session, all those who have participated, they will be getting a certificate of merit. Thank you so very much. It was such a pleasure to have this session with all of you. Thank you.
IT department? IT department, we request you to
ma'am.
pause the session because we are going to resume the session for alumni in the same link.
Yeah, ma'am, just doing.
Okay?
A warm welcome to this momentous occasion, the Alumni Meet. It is my distinct pleasure to invite and introduce you to our visionary leader who has significantly contributed to the field of education and industry. Sir, please. Yes, sir. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, sir, on the stage.
I think this session, which is the last session of this conference, this is the most interesting session. And the next 1 hour is going to be the most exciting time of your life and their life, that I can promise you. Because we are going to touch on the memories of last 2 decades. When they were sitting like this, like students, I remember all of them in the class, giving presentations, asking questions, asking that where we will be placed, and then getting placed. I have seen them in debates. I have seen them asking questions. I have seen them on the fashion show. I have seen them contributing in culture activities. I have seen them going to Bombay and Goa. Someone was telling that he was a very unique professor who used to teach marketing and logistics while taking students to Bombay and Goa. And that was that is how I was. But I think that it's very exciting to see now MET growing. So on behalf of our founder, Dr. Chauhan, who is watching you online from India, and he is sending his lot of love, lot of affection for all of you. So first of all, give a huge applause to all of them. One thing which all of them, they were asking was that the moment they said that, I think all of them, they said that how's the Chauhan family? So you're both chancellors now, Dr. Atul Chauhan, Dr. Aseem Chauhan. Dr. Aseem Chauhan is the head of the Singapore campus also. They are sending their good wishes. And you don't know that how much we miss our alumni. And I am on a mission that we should be able to create a very good network of alumni, because at the end of the day, a university or an education group or institution is known by the alumni there. It's a known fact that if you have a strength of alumni, they will not only be able to guide you, they will be able to give you the most genuine advice, because they are your seniors. They are like your, I would say, extended family, who will be able to tell you which is in front of you. So with that passion, we are today opening a new chapter in the history of Singapore campus by announcing that we will be creating now the Alumni Singapore chapter. Maybe that we can raise the, I would request all of you, if you can raise the curtain. Come on, all of you just will stand here. And this is a new chapter where all the alumni, there are quite a few who are virtually there. So you do it, let them press the button. So you press the button. Yeah. Thank you. Please take seats. There are quite a few who are joining online. They are on virtual, but on mode. But there are quite a few who have come personally. And I have been told that I should speak about alumni. And what should how should I talk about them? I think let me talk one by one. Should we talk about Mohini first? So Mohini was in the batch of 2004. Yeah. And her father was a chairman and managing director of BEFCO, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And I remember the first day, a very confident girl coming to my office and straight to my office, asking about what is international business, sir? Right. And I had to explain her that this is international business and this is what we are offering. And I remember Shachi was a student of Venkateshwar College. That's right. And Venkateshwar is a very good college. So she had many choices where she should go. I sat with her for about 15-20 minutes, told her that this is what we are trying to do. This is how our business school will look like. And then Mohini joined us. And not only Mohini joined us, she also became the class captain. And then I remember that she went with us to Goa. She went with us to Mumbai. And then she was amongst the very first few students who got placed with HSBC. Right? And then I don't know what she saw good in HSBC, that he got married. And then she came to Singapore. And today she is working as a vice president with one of the leading financial institutions. Give a huge applause to Mohini. I also remember that when we were establishing our Singapore campus, we were looking at a few alumni, and I just sent a small LinkedIn or maybe Facebook post that anyone who is in Singapore, they can see me. So Mohini was very affectionate. She came to see us. And at that time, she wanted to do PhD, and we offered her that, why don't you join Singapore campus? But very good academics, very vibrant and very good personality. And you don't know that how much proud we feel that when we meet our alumni who have done extraordinary in their lives. May God bless you once again. A huge applause for you. Her batchmate, Neha, and Neha was again a girl who was full of energy. She was saying that I'm Neha Jain. So I said, no, you are Neha Tyagi Jain. Because I remember Neha Tyagi as a girl who will always put a lot of energy in all the events. She was the one we used to organize in Bush. By the way, it's the event, it is still living. Yeah. So we keep on organizing many things in Bush. And Neha was the one who will come forward. She will say that, well, I'll take a full charge. She and her other friend, Tanushri, was there at that time. They used to look at all the cultural activities, freshers, farewells, whatnot and whatnot. And today she works for the dojo. Yeah, at a very senior director there. And we feel so proud that she is there. And her husband was also a class captain. So both of them, they were the class captains. So, and very exciting time. Somehow, 1999 to 2006, till I was very active in teaching, somehow, 60% of the students who were at MIT, they were married to each other. Yeah, so that's the statistics we just took out. The statistics. Yeah, I have those statistics. Yeah. And Madhur was again a very active student, very tasteful. He always had a fancy cars towards parties he used to organize. And she was saying that Madhur is still like this. So God bless Madhur. He used to be very slim boy. No more. But I have seen on the Facebook, he looks very young, boy with a lot of energy, with style. But Neha was the girl who did a lot of good things for the institution. We always remember your significant. Give a huge applause to her. Radhika Jain. Yeah. Now Jain? Gupta. Single. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jain, singles, Gupta, there. Yeah, who knows better than me? Yeah. So I gave them a story that what Guptas, Jain, singles, they mean they have a lot of importance in my life. So Radhika was a girl who was always good at academics. She works with Unilever now, leads one of the brand. Give a huge applause to her. But I remember Radhika as a student who will always try to bring best of the academic values, very studious, but at the same time always wanted to explore new things. And she was telling me that, sir, when we were going to Bombay and Goa, my father refused that I will not send my daughter to Bombay and Goa. And those were the days when I used to know each student personally. I try to reach to you people still. But then we had a very good conversation with her father. Her father said that, okay, fine, if you are going, then I'll send my daughter. And look, now she is running and she's occupying such a major position at Unilever. Feel so proud of you. Give a huge applause. We have got Rahul Malhan, right? So he is a pass out of BBA from ASB. Rahul, I have met you today for the first time, but what I saw in him is the values of MIT. Very humble, smiling boy, and at the same time doing extremely well, right? So God bless you. Keep coming to MIT, and we will involve you in many functions. Give a huge applause to him. We have got many students who have joined us online. We have got Shardha Jain, who has been our vibrant BBA 3 continent student from the batch of 2019 and was quite instrumental in organizing various activities. Very warm welcome, Shardha, to you. Give a huge applause, though she is online. Similarly, Nupur, who I would say that she was the golden voice of our business school. She was not only contributing, but she was the one who made us proud by comparing most of the programs. Kritika Khanna, who is again joining us virtually. She was the one who compared one of the largest cultural events. And she then went to Dubai, and now she's in Singapore. Welcome, Kritika, online. Karishma, who has been our international business MBA, she did it, and right now she works with one of the leading banks. Then we have Aradhana Prasad, 2007-2009 batch. Again, a very active student, and she was telling me that I was one of the students who played very important role in organizing Sangathan. Of course, I think Sangathan occupies very important memory, one very important place in your life. Feel so proud on you, Aradhana. Give a huge applause to Aradhana. Nisha, who was our IMBA 2011 batch, again, very hardworking, very silent girl. She later did her master's in supply chain from Warwick and currently is a manager supply chain management in DHL Singapore. Very warm welcome to you, Nisha. Good to see you online. Then we have got Ruchi Dhar, who is working with the Aquan 2018 batch. Very warm welcome to you, Ruchi. Give a huge applause to Ruchi also. Then we have got Ashima, just sitting here. And again, a super senior of yours who is occupying a very important position as an associate director in SAP Global Market. She has done her MBA in finance from MIT Business School, passed out in 2008. Again, a brilliant girl. I would say give a huge applause to her. Madhur, about Madhur, I have already spoken. Neha is representing both Madhur and herself. Rahul Mahajan, I have already spoken. Vikrant Khanna, who's a pass out of MBA 2006 batch, who is now working as a global head at Darwin Box, Singapore. Very warm welcome to you, Vikrant. And Shubham Sharma, who is a pass out of Shubham Sharma, who is a pass out of 2006. Is a Siddharth. Siddharth Singh, if I'm coming on Siddharth. And Siddharth Singh, who's a pass out of 2006-2009 BBA batch, and I think you went to France, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Yes, French University. And by the way, we work with Grenoble now, and right now I think our 37 students are there doing study abroad program. Anish Jain, who is now the founder and CEO of his own company called VEDSPay Singapore, and many other who are joining us with their families. Very warm welcome to each one of you. Give a huge applause to all of them. I think that when you meet your alumni and you hear from their stories of success, it's also the story of struggle. And I know that many of you want to settle abroad, you want to come to Singapore, you want to go to Australia. We just opened up a chapter in Australia. We have our alumni network very active in Canada. In USA, they are very, very active. We keep on organizing events. I think that 4 events we have already been able to organize in US and in Canada. We have organized about 5 events in London. We will be organizing next year in France, another alumni event. But Singapore is one place where I've seen that a lot of MITians are, and people have a lot of respect for MIT. For alumni who is joining us from across the globe, especially from Singapore, MIT is today the largest education brand of the world. You will all feel proud that when you were studying, all of them, they were saying that, sir, we were having a small batch. All together, the population was not more than 500. From that, I have seen MIT from no students to 250,000 students, 16 campuses abroad, 12 universities in India, and somewhere about 87 institutions in India and abroad. So it's an amazing story. And I know that this is not going to stop here. Today, when I stand here, I can see that a lot of foreign universities coming to India, and anyone who is coming to India, they are talking to us. And the credit of this goes to our alumni who have been working and have been giving very positive impressions whenever we meet the industry people. And when we talk to them, they always talk very high about our alumni. But you will be very happy to know that in the latest QS rankings, which is one of the best rankings, prestigious ranking. Yesterday we had Dr. Mandy, who was a CEO, who was earlier the CEO of QS, and he said that amazingly to see that MIT has actually surpassed all Chinese universities and all Indian universities to become the best in the area of internationalization. It's really something on which you should feel proud. You can applaud if you want for your institution. We have been able to send largest number. We have been able to send the largest. We have been able to send the largest number of students abroad, and we have been able to welcome the highest number of students to India. And we feel so proud when everywhere in the world people talk so high about brand MIT and about our alumni. With that closeness, once again, on behalf of MIT family and our founder who is watching you online, your chancellors, we have got now 16 vice chancellors, somewhere about 25 director generals, hundreds of deans, provosts, pro vice chancellor, and on my own behalf as your teacher, and of course, as a group vice chancellor, it's such a privilege to see my own alumni for whom we have invested our life. May God bless each one of you, and you become the testimony of success and happiness. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. As we embark on this journey of reminiscence and forward-looking discussion.
And I can see, sorry, I've forgotten, I've just seen Mayank. And Mayank, thank you so very much. I know that right now you are in Australia. I was just on my computer and I saw your face. I feel so proud. I missed you when I was in Melbourne, but good to see you. I keep on seeing you on LinkedIn, but very warm welcome to you. Give a applause to
Thank you, sir. As we embark on this journey of reminiscence and forward-looking discussions, let's take a moment to acknowledge the invaluable role our alumni play. Alumni are not just the product of an institution. They are the legacy, the living embodiment of the values and teachings instilled during their time here. This alumni meet is not merely a gathering. It's a testament to the enduring bonds forged within these walls and the collective strength that emerges when minds of excellence converge. Today, we are honored to have some of our distinguished alumni with us. Their achievements illuminate the path for others to follow. I'll now invite them to the stage, sharing their experiences and insights, because after all, the journey doesn't end with the last exam. It evolves into a lifelong connection. So firstly, I would like to call on the stage Ms. Neha Jain, who has done her post-graduation diploma in business and is currently an associate director at Dow Jones Singapore. Please, ma'am.
I hope I'm audible. I don't know, I'm going to be the first one. Yeah, a bit nervous, but I was a very, very shy girl. You're a very shy girl. I was. Okay, nobody believes. Maybe that's Amity. So before I joined Amity, I was a very shy girl at school. So you should meet my school people in Delhi. Always behind, never raised my hand, and always used to be the last person. No, I'm not interested in anything. And then, of course, I joined Amity, and it's a transformation. So I'm going to talk about it. So one day they announced that we are going to have a class rep. right? And nobody would nominate a class rep. Like it wasn't that a teacher would decide who the class rep would be. They said you raise your hand and then there'll be a voting, right? And then, right? And then if you get voted, you have to make like a small speech. If you get voted, you'll be selected. I really don't know what came into my mind. Like, I was like those backbenchers, I raised my hand. And I went and made a speech and I got selected. That's the day. Today is the day. I think one lesson that I want to give to each one of you is I practice it at job also. Raise your hand. Nobody is going to come and raise it for you. Nobody is going to come and tell you, you know what, you are the one I want to marry, you are the one I want to promote, you are the one I want to kind of, take this job. Nobody's going to do that. Raise your hand. No, say I want to take that job. I want this promotion. I want to study this. So please, if you want people to notice you, don't let them come to you. You have to like raise your hand. Second transformation, I think, is of course goes to the gentleman who's sitting here, who you all heard from. So my leadership lessons come from him. Doors were always open for all of us. Mohini was saying the same thing. So a leader who's always accessible, personally knows all of us. Today also he was asking me, he knows my pre-marriage surname. I mean, I'll be married for 20 years now, but he knows that I was a Tyagi before and that I'm married to a Jain, and he knows my mom. So he builds personal connections. And third is, never clipped our wings. We would always go in with ideas, and if he thought that they were logical, he would just tell us. He would just give us wings to fly. That he said that I would arrange those cultural meetings and all. He never said no to anything. He said, yeah, go try. So let your team do things. Let them, give them wings and have their back. So these are the three very, very big management lessons. I run some global teams right now, and I do that to my teams also. I'm accessible all the time. I have personal connects with them, and I give them wings to fly. Sorry, I think it's going a little long, but third one is I got the man of my life from Amity. So we didn't just study there. A lot of excitement and romance under his nose. So yeah, I mean, a good thing, right? So there was again concept of amity. We tell this to our friends all the time: mentor-mentee relationship. So he was my mentor, 1 year senior to me, and he's mentoring me until now. So I found him at Amity, and it's great to have him. I was hearing it somewhere. They say that one of the steps to a successful career is to get the right partner. So, and it applies to both women and men. Like if you plan to get married, or if you want to have a successful career, choose the right partner, because a partner who supports you and your decisions, who understands you. Be that partner to your spouse who who can support. He's been very, very supportive with my 2 kids, helping me in my job. Whenever I felt down, I would be like, I want to resign. He'd be like, no, 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 you can't resign. I will help. So again, a gift from Amity. If I would not have been at Amity, the so-called Madhur Jain would not have been my husband. We live in Singapore. It's like he was saying, it's not an easy. It's never been an easy journey. I was with HSBC earlier. It was very, very, at every step, there's a lot of hard work that you guys have to put in. Don't shy away from it. And that's it. I think in Singapore, I think all of you should make us proud, and we should stay in touch. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call Miss Radhika Jain, a very sincere student from 2005 IB and HR batch. She is currently an HR manager, Southeast Asia at Paula's Choice, Singapore, SEA2 Unilever Prestige. Please, ma'am, can we have a huge round of applause?
Let me first start with, I was not so. I was, okay, I would say sincere enough, but at the same time had lots of fun at Amity and lot of memories now today when I speak to Gurinder sir, of course, everything gets so refreshed when we see you sitting out here, it's like it was just yesterday, but it's been many years. So my journey, okay, let me just share so I got placed at Madison Sumi, which was, of course, a very big step for me. I was placed through the campus, thanks to MIT, and thanks to Gurinder sir that I could start working before even I could complete the MBA. So I was among those very few, handful only, who were actually earning before we were passed out. So started my career with Madison Sumi Noida in the HR and worked there, got married, and my husband was in Singapore, so I followed him. And I'll tell you, the struggle is not easy. Moving into a foreign country, again, trying to build up your career with people who have studied locally. The expectations are very different for a foreigner who moves in here. You are not that easily integrated into the society. It takes long time. But what I learned over the years is no job is too small to do, and learning never stops. So whatever came my way, I picked it up and continue to work. And today, this where I stand. I was lucky enough all these years that I continue to grow. And by God's grace, yes, today I head the HR for Paula's Choice, which is a skincare brand under Unilever Prestige. And I'm taking care of the whole region. Happy to support. If anyone of you need anything, feel free to connect on LinkedIn. I'm very reachable, very accessible. And anything you need an advice, you need a mentor, you need help with your projects, yes, we can always try to find out time. And other than that, I do not have such a nice speech as Neha and so many nice points. But what I would suggest to you is always keep yourself fit, because physical fitness is something that's your investment on yourself, and that's your ROI you give to your body, because your body is the only thing which stays with you. So invest in the sports, dance, Zumba, yoga, whatever. Always take time out from your busy schedule, study, work. Make sure you have hobbies, because after certain years of working, it becomes very monotonous. It's not that exciting, I'll tell you, once you reach the top. You need something else to stimulate yourself. So I play tennis pretty regularly, and that's what my advice is. Continue with your hobbies and keep making sure you have some sports activity to stay fit. And yeah, that's all I can say. And it's really nice to be at the campus. Really nice to see sir and my fellow MITians. We're very happy to see everyone. And I'll be happy I can support us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Mayank Kansal.
Hi guys, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. I am from 2002 PGDIB batch. I still remember the first time I walked into Gurinder sir's cabin, which was really near to the classroom. And I said I want to study in Amity. He was the person who told me that, you would have to. So I'm from Mumbai, and getting from Mumbai to Delhi and Noida, and coming and study over there was a whole different experience for me. So I started from there, and my goal was always to settle abroad, and I got an opportunity to kind of permanently settle in Australia, and I've done that. As previously told, that life is not easy when you come to a foreign country. It takes a lot of efforts, and the efforts that we have taken, those learnings were given from mentor, my leader, my teacher, Gurinder sir. And that's what we kind of implied in Australia. And now I'm working as a director of business development with global study partners, wherein we get international students from subcontinent region and in all part of the world to Australia to study. So I missed you, Gurinder sir. Actually, you were in Melbourne, and you could have just given me a shout. I would have just come running to Melbourne, though I live in Sydney. Yeah, so it's been a very ambitious journey with Amity, and I think whatever learning has been there from Amity, and I'm implying that in my journey in Australia, and I'm very blessed to have Gurinder sir as a mentor till date. I keep on chatting with him on Facebook.
Thank you, Mayank, and I think we should give a huge applause to Mayank.
Thank you, sir.
Let's talk one of the very
So I'm not able to hear you.
no, that's fine. I think everyone can hear me.
Yes, now.
So, thank you, Mayank. But since you are here, let me talk about Mayank because they were from initial few batches. I think senior than all of you. And Mayank is from one of the very influential families of Mumbai. He could have been doing business in India, running companies very comfortably. But I feel so proud on you, Mayank, that you took a different route. So he, as an explorer, he always wanted to explore something for himself. He wanted to create an identity for himself. He wanted to do something extraordinary. So he landed finally to Australia. And when we today see him as a very successful gentleman, a director, and I don't know, I keep on meeting your family members also. And each one of them, they say that, they initially had reservations that you should come back, you should do your own business. But now everyone says that Mayank is doing so well. He's physically fit. He smiles a lot. He laughs a lot. He plays a lot. And that is what life is all about. It's not about money. It's about happiness. God bless you, Mayank. I keep on seeing your good post on Instagram, on Facebook, and also on LinkedIn. But we feel so proud on you. Next time I'm in Melbourne, and you will be very happy, Mayank, that now we have associated ourselves with Monash. We are doing many things together, and we will involve you in our operations there also. But good thing is that 300 Monash students, they are coming to India. So maybe that if you get an opportunity, you should come to us. And a great role, especially in the education sector you are playing. Our congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call Mr. Rahul Malan from 2009 BBA batch. He is at Talent Management and Social Innovation Programs at PayPal, Singapore. Can we have a huge round of applause, everyone?
Hi guys, I'm very nervous after listening to some great speeches here, but it's really a privilege to be here at Amity. I think we started our journey like back in 2006 with Amity Jaipur, which was just getting established back then, and there was a huge fuss about the UGC grant. I should not be talking about it, but I think that was part of the journey and experience. And then we moved from Jaipur to Amity Noida in Sector 125. I think that's where we made, I have a lot of memories from Amity Noida. And, my most cherished friendships are from Amity. Later, I moved with my best friend from Amity, Siddharth. We moved together to Singapore. And so I often tell, it's very rarely that you kind of, bring your best friends in the journey ahead. And it's been like, what, 18 years we have been working together. We studied together in MIT, we moved to Singapore together, and we did our masters here in Singapore. But the thing is that, whatever we have studied in MIT is amazing, because when I did my masters here in Singapore, I was literally thinking like what we studied in MIT, it was so extensive, it was so amazing that even MBA could not cover that kind of content. So I think you should be very proud of where you are, and I would say you should cherish your moments with MIT. And going back to my journey, I think after we moved out of India to Singapore, I think it hasn't been easy to settle down in Singapore. There has been a lot of struggle. After doing my master's, I think I had to move back to India because it was very hard to find a job here. But eventually the stars were aligned. I made my way back to Singapore. I'm working with PayPal now in the talent management space. And I'll be very happy if I could be of help to any one of you. And all I can say is be your authentic self. Nobody cares. I mean, your marks do matter to some point, but I think be your authentic self. You are unique. So present yourself. Like one of them said, don't be shy to raise your hands. I think it's amazing. People identify you and they will recognize the uniqueness in you. So be humble and help whosoever you can. That's enough.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Siddharth Singh from 2009 BBA batch, who is presently at Business Management Asia Pacific ST, Microeconomics, Singapore.
Thank you. So all of the distinguished alumni have already seen a lot of good stuff. So I'll just try to be short and sweet. So during my BBA days, I was very I was a student who didn't like to study, but also wanted to focus in the class. So my philosophy was whatever is being taught by the teachers, just try to focus on that, and then rest of the day you can do whatever you want. So I believed in that, and it worked out for me. So after that, I did my master's in Singapore. Then I joined the company, ST Microelectronics, which is a semiconductors company, and I'm working in the business management space. So it's a great experience. And my tips or my advice would be to believe in goodness of everyone, because everyone is helpful and nice if you are the same to them. If you look at some person in a positive way, you'll get the same. It applies in the workspace, in friendships, in family, everywhere. So far in my career or even my studies, the one mantra which I believed in is go with an open heart and see the goodness in others, and you'll get the same from others.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call Ms. Ashima Tyagi, who currently holds the position of Economics Associate Director in the Pricing and Purchasing team at S&P Global Market Intelligence. She is at MBA with Finance major from Amity Business School, passing out in 2008. Can we have a huge round of applause, everyone?
Hi, everyone. Really nice to connect with all of you. So if I can be very honest, after I did my CAT, I was actually an economics honors student from Sri Ram College of Commerce, University of Delhi. And I had a lot of high ambition for myself. And somehow my CAT results weren't very good. And I used to stay in Noida, and my dad was like, why don't you just do MBA from Amity Business School? So I came into Amity with a little bit of skepticism. I was thinking whether I should have perhaps dropped a year instead and tried for some other college and stuff. But my main motto was that I want to extract everything that Amity has to offer. And I had this perception that it's for rich people who have a lot of money and they come do their MBA. But I was a very academically inclined student, and I wanted to squeeze everything that Amity had to offer. So I did a lot of debates. I participated as much as I can in a lot of different events. We came out with our own magazine. So I think all of that really added up. I was like, there was a company called Piper Research at that time, which was a KPO. There were 3 people who were hired, and I was one of them. Got a very good, placement and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think what I'm driving home is the fact that you have to consistently do your best, no matter where you are, what you're doing. I didn't believe in cheating and getting some quick marks here and there, because I really wanted to learn. You have to be a lifelong student if you want to do well. And I've been working for 15 years now. 10 years I worked in India, in Delhi, and then I moved to Singapore. It's been 5 years, and as all of them have said, it's not easy. For me, unlike a lot of women who come in as trailing spouses with their men, I actually got a job in Singapore first. My husband is a trailing spouse in that sense. I have 2 kids who have begun school and stuff like that. But it's still, very hard, because you're constantly trying to prove yourself in a new country. There's a lot of good talent in Singapore from all over Southeast Asia. And I always am on my toes and trying to really better myself. And some great advice there on health, on seeing the goodness in other people, in really trying to raise your hand up. And I wish all the best to all of you. And May you do very, very well, and feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I can try my best to help as much as I can, guide you with my experience. Yeah, that's it. I mean, all the best to you and do very well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Ruchi Dhar, who has joined us online. She is a 2018 MBA pass out and is presently our Global MedTech Project Lead, ARQon.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's my honor to be present at this meet. So I am basically an engineer pass out batch from 2015 as well. I did my electronics and communication engineering from Amity University, Noida, and I got placed from the campus in HCL. I worked there for a year, and then again I came back to Amity to do my MBA and did MBA in marketing and finance. During that time, I also visited the Singapore campus during the study abroad program, and then again landed the job from the campus in a unicorn named Digit Insurance. I was one of the highest package getter for my batch, and I was passed out from 2018 MBA batch. After working there for 2 years, I worked as an head of operations and customer experience in a Shark Tank funded startup, Insurance Samadhan. And then after working there for 2 years, I got married, and my husband, since he's settled there in Singapore, so I shifted there. And during that time, I started my own website, YouTube channel, and Instagram page, and did some stints here. I organized a Flutter event in Google Singapore in August. I am also a GDG volunteer here, and I do a lot of events and community building. And right now, yes, I am in the medtech space, basically a project lead and project management for a business matching platform, matching investors and startups and other stakeholders. So yeah, it's just been a short career, so still long way to go, and very inspired by all my seniors who just spoke. And yeah, I mean, happy to connect on LinkedIn. We can chat, and yes, I think Amity has been such an integral part of my life, of my not just education but also my personal life. Since I got some of the most closest friends here who are still in touch, and it's been a lovely journey. And thank you, Gurinder sir. I met you briefly here in Singapore campus when I came for the study abroad program, and I still remember that brief handshake when you said that you look very sincere, girl, and I was so elated. And thank you so much for all the leadership lessons that you keep inspiring us and keep teaching us. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call Miss Moini Singh, one of our oldest alumni and highly successful. I'm sorry, ma'am. She is amongst the yeah. She is amongst the pioneer batches from the beginning of the International Business School. She is currently at Business Development at Silverdale Capital Private Limited, Singapore. Please join me in giving her a huge round of applause, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Can I speak without the mic? Okay. I find this. I was just looking around this room, and even though I've passed out some 18, 19 years back, I feel, I still feel what you guys are all feeling. Some are sleepy, some are on their phone, some are like, oh my God, when will this thing end? Trust me, we all have been in this situation, okay? They're all talking all the big stuff of, big life and the journey and all. Let's just calm down a little bit, okay? It is fun. enjoy it. Okay. What we learned in Amity was from this man specifically is so much love. We really felt like a family. I'm shocked at the numbers now when Sir was talking about the number of students. We were smaller batch, we were closer. And even some of my very close friends, Avni, Praful, Utkarsh, Mudit, we are still in touch. And these were friendships partly made on campus, partly made outside campus. There was a really nice Maggie place outside campus in Noida where we used to be there. And I still remember Sir saying, you know, you still come and attend class. What happens to your friends? Why don't you also drag them into class sometimes? But that's all the fun part of it. And it should be like that. These are the fun years. All my friends here are right. It is not easy, but it is not undoable. Everybody can do it. Just stay focused. Believe in networking. I've been in Singapore for 18 years. I don't know if I'm even structuring my speech properly because I wasn't prepared for it. But I've been here 18 years, and what works in Singapore is networking. Okay, that's something you can learn from him. He's very good at it. He remembers the minutest details of students, which is shocking. Like even now when he tells me some things, I'm shocked that he remembers because I don't remember it. So it is a talent. It is something to be extremely proud of, but learn that from him. I'll just share a very small story. When the companies were coming on campus, I remember that day very clearly. And for some reason, that day I wasn't dressed in formal. Today I'm seeing all you guys in a jacket and all. We also had to wear jackets when guest speakers came and all that. But for some reason that day I didn't wear. And HSPC decided to come on campus that evening. And Sir called me to his room and said, go home, change and come back. And I was like, really, do I have to go? I wasn't even staying in Noida. I was in South Delhi. And he made me go, change and come back for that interview. And I remember him telling the HR head who had come on campus, look at this girl, you know, you will not regret the decision. And I'm so thankful to you because that was my first break. I did get that job. I didn't attend the last term of MBA. And I was lucky because Sir supported it because the last full term, I was actually working while my friends were having fun. But great experience. I'm so happy to be part of Amity. Please enjoy this time, but do network. It's very important. I know I'm also very lazy in doing it. I'm not very active on Facebook and stuff, but LinkedIn, yes. Do capitalize on all these people who are offering to help and me. Do reach out. Don't feel shy. Just, reach out. Worst case, they'll say no, but at least you'll give it a shot. So all the very best. Thank you so much, Sir, for inviting me. Happy to help whenever I can. Do reach out on LinkedIn. Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you so much, Moini ma'am. Next, we have Mr. Madhur Jain, who has also joined us online. He is from 2003 MBA batch and is presently a strategist, growth mindset at Singapore. Please, sir.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Why you are so famous?
I don't know.
Looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm actually in India today. I'm flying back to Singapore tomorrow. I couldn't join, but I wanted to take this opportunity to, not only thank you, Mr. Gurinder Singh, but the whole Amity family who has, brought us all together. Now, this is after 20 years, I would say. I passed out in 2003. I think I was the first or the second batches of PGDIB. And I'm very proud to say that Amity has really shaped my future and where I am today. And it's a great place where I learned from a lot of teachers, mentors, students, and also I was given so many opportunities to develop myself as a leader. I remember what Neha just mentioned before. I also raised my hand to become a class representative at that time. And before that, I never raised my hand. And that is the day, and today is the day that my hand is never down. Me and Neha, we met at the campus. We married for almost 20 years now. And I think it is so refreshing to see everybody together today. And Mohini, I know I remember her from the campus as well, and a few other people and the names which were shared. I think Amity is not an institution. It is like something which gives you a culture, a background, tradition, values, everything. Partnership, collaboration, competitiveness, everything we have learned in a very short span of less than 2 years in the campus and still pays off every day in whatever I do. Don't have a speech, but I am just talking through my heart. I took some notes while other people were talking. Yes, I would just say thank you, Mr. Gurinder Singh, for everything. I have learned a lot, and I will be more than happy to share my experiences in person if I could in future as well. And I'm still naughty, by the way. That keeps me on my toes. My sense of humor is because, and that helps me actually to break a lot of ice. I'm now working for one of the largest supply chain companies in the world called Kuehne+Nagel. I manage their Asia Pacific business development, and all I can tell you is the cross-cultural management skills. People might not see that as a subject very, very interesting, but I can tell you I use those cross-cultural management still, how to tackle with Japanese, how to tackle with Singaporeans or Asians or Europeans or French or Germans, and the language which we learned. Sometimes we don't think that we will use all of these things, but I can tell you all the things which you learn, you have to implement them at some point of time. And one thing I would like to tell everybody over here, make your own brand. I had rebranded myself. I call myself as MJ now because in Singapore, everybody will call me in a very different way. Madhu, Madhuri, Madhu, So, but then I had to rebrand myself MJ, and now people in my industry and friends and family, they know me by MJ. So please create your own brand. This is one life, live it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu sir. Now I would like to call Ms. Shraddha Jain, who has been our vibrant BBA three-continent champion from the batch of 2019. She has joined us online. She has contributed a lot in organizing various institutional activities and events.
Hi all, it's so nice to see you. I'm Shraddha and I'm from the 2019 batch. I did my graduation from Amity. Funny story, I was actually going to go to Singapore for my bachelor's, but it did not work out for some reason. I mean, I think everything happens for the best. I got a chance, I found out about the course, Three Continent. And yeah, so I was really attracted to the course, and thank you, Dr. Govinder sir, for giving us the opportunity for 3C. Asta ma'am, Marut sir, Meghna ma'am, I think I had a great time during my time in UK and US. Right now, I did my master's from Singapore, from SMU, and right now I'm working as a business development and account manager at Deal Street Asia. It's a media company. So yeah, it's really nice to meet you all. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but yeah, that's all about me for now. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have the recorded message of Ms. Kritika Khanna, who has been very active and bubbly amateur champion throughout her life. And she is currently the founder of Display Bloody at On Labs Infotech, Singapore.
But my wishes to all of you, and I think it's a really good platform that Dr. Gurinder Singh sir and the rest of amateur fraternity is doing, and getting all the amateur institutes together, this platform. To all the new amateurs who have just recently joined the amateur universe, I just have one thing to say for you, that the two most important things in life
are being at the right place and with the right people. And I can say that for sure that Amity is the best place and platform to facilitate growth in an individual, and you are with the right people. So I wish you all the very best in your career, in your future endeavors, as Amity has done the same to me. Amity really could nurture my personality as well as my academic skills, which further helped me to get a very good opportunity in the corporate. I studied at Amity University, Noida, after which I got a job at a German house in Dubai. I worked there for about 5 years. I came to Singapore, did my further masters as well, and now currently I'm running my own business. So I thank Amity for whatever it has given me in life, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have a recorded message from Ms. Aradhana Prasad from the MBA IB 2009 batch. She was very active in Sangathan and all other institutional activities, including in Bush. She is now the head of client development, Asia Pacific at Modular Infotech, Singapore.
So I think that's given huge applause to all the alumni. If it is up to me, I would say that this session should never end because you are able to meet your champions after so many years. But we know that people have to go home, they have their families, they have their kids, they have to, I don't know, whether they have to cook or not. And then the students are sitting, as Moini was saying, that she was on the other side, and she knows that since morning till evening, if you are sitting. So first of all, huge applause to everyone who's here. And look, our life has gone in shaping the career of the students, and we have seen each one of them and each one of you growing. And I think the message is very, very clear. You have got a bright future. Those who are serious or those who are naughty, all of you have got a very, very good future. The only thing you need to do is you need to take initiatives. And that's the reason that we have taken this initiative to bring alumni and students that all of you should be together, and opening alumni chapters across the globe will help you. So keep on coming back to alumni. And what I could see was, and I was just trying to see that where our alumni have gone. I think that most successful alumni, if I say, I think all of them, they are successful, but the most successful are those who always took a leadership role, who wanted to do something extra. Like in the morning when I was telling few people that we need to wear formals, it may look very odd, but what Moini was telling, it is a fact that when I used to take presentations, I used to make it a point that all of them, they need to come fully prepared, because it will help you when you will enter into a boardroom, and it's our duty to make you aware that what is required when you speak to people formally. But do your best, and thank you so much once again. Applause for all of them. I actually wanted to ask so many questions which are in front of me, but I am not going to ask them now. But a lot of questions, because students are asking that how you were able to enter, what are those 3-4 qualities, maybe that you can send us the recorded version. But we have got many questions from the students, especially that how to prepare yourself for the next step in your career. And secondly, academics is more important, or industry interaction is more important. I think interaction is very, very important. Initiatives are very important, and try to go to reach out to people. And I would say that never leave your basic values, which are very important, which is an MIT culture, which will help you. Try to be humble, but try to be very firm. I try to be humble, but try to be very firm. Try to be good to people, but try also to be very good negotiator. Right? Believe in God, and as your founder sitting at in Delhi always says that if you have firm belief in God and you have a confidence in yourself, you are going to create a history for yourself. So whichever country you are, whether you are in Singapore, or whether you are in Dubai, or in America, or in UK, or in France, or in other parts of the world where we already have now alumni chapters, keep coming back to MIT. We love each one of you, and we pray to God that you become success story. Thank you so very much. With this, I think that we have now our alumni chapter of Singapore live. We will request all of you again, raise hand. Someone has to take a responsibility to run it and see that how it should work out. And I'm sure at least there are 4 CRs, class captains, who are sitting here, and then there are few who want to take this responsibility. Do take this responsibility, keep on organizing things. At least 4 events should happen in a year. Come to us if you need our support, though I know that you will not be needing our support, you are smarter. But still, if you need any support, we will be very happy. Singapore campus is your own campus. Keep coming, keep guiding your youngsters. We have a commitment for Singapore. We are going to make MIT very big in Singapore. And this is going to be the center for all the ASEAN countries. We are trying to reach out to various places. But Singapore is going to play a very important role in our strategy. So my request would be that make Singapore campus very, very, very strong campus. With those words, once again, thank you so very much for your time and for your efforts, and especially for the study abroad students. I think 8 out of all those who spoke, they talked about study abroad program. And you will not realize it today when you're 18 or 21-year-old or 22-year-old. But study abroad program is a very important program, and so is a 3-continent program, because it prepares you for tomorrow. So when you go back, do write, look at your country reports, look at the research work you have done, reach out to people. Since last 2 days, you have spoken to some of the leading brains from the industry and academia. Reach out to them. I'm sure that they will be able to give you a way that if you want to work in this region, then how you can be successful. It's a very successful program which we have been able to do as a study abroad program. We have seen Springer Case Center UK coming up and giving you the certificates, which we'll be distributing to all of you in a short while. But before that, Excellence Awards for our very distinguished alumni who are here and who are virtually there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So for the Alumni Achiever Awards, firstly, I would like to call upon the stage Ms. Neha Jain. Please give you a round of applause to ma'am. Now I would like to call Ms. Ashima Gowri to please come and receive this award. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Mohini Singh to please come forward and receive this award. Now I would like to call Mr. Rahul Malan to come forward and receive the award. Now I would like to call Mr. Siddharth Singh to please come and receive this award. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Ravina Jain to please come forward and receive the Alumni Achiever Award. Can we have a huge round of applause for all alumni?
Yeah, Marut, if you're there, you can announce virtually the awards. If you can display them, I can see Madhur, Mayank, and many others. If you can virtually, if we can give those awards.
Absolutely, sir. With your permission, we'll do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to listen to all the illustrious alumni who've been personally coached by Gurinder sir, and carrying forward the online felicitations. We are proud to have been joined by Shraddha Jain, Business Development and Account Manager at Deal Street Asia, Singapore. We are also proud to confer the Alumni Achievers Award on Ms. Nupur Sharma, Property Underwriter at Swiss Re Corporate Solutions, Singapore. As usual, we have another Alumni Achiever, Kritika Khanna, the founder of Display Buddy at Online Lab, Singapore. Ms. Karishma Jain is another Alumni Achiever. She is currently working with PMO Deutsche Bank, Singapore. We also had the pleasure of conferring the Alumni Achiever Award on Radhika Jain, HR Manager Southeast Asia at Paula Choices, Singapore. Going forward, we have been joined by one of the illustrious alumni of very older batches, Mr. Madhur Jain, who is a strategist, growth mindset, Singapore. We are also proud to confer the Alumni Achievement Award on Raman Chauhan, the founder and CEO of Lumine. Going forward, we also have the pleasure of conferring the Alumni Achiever Award on Mr. Shubham Sharma. He's an independent entrepreneur and very illustrious alumni in Singapore. We are also proud to confer upon the Alumni Achievers Award on Mr. Anish Jain, the founder and CEO of WhatsPay Singapore. Last but never the least, we are also proud to confer Alumni Achiever Award on Ms. Ruchi Dhar, Project Lead Global MedTech Singapore. With this, we come to the conclusion. I hand it over to Singapore team. What an illustrious day, what an amazing event. That is the spirit of Amity. Amity will be associated with you for all times to come.
Thank you, Marut. And we will be sending you all the certificates and your trophies by post and electronically also. But responsibility is now on the Singapore chapter to organize a very big meet where we should invite all the families and all of us. We should get together very soon. Look forward to welcoming you in the next alumni meet. But good to see all of you. May God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Team and request them.
Thank you, everyone.
Session. Thank you.
Marut, you were saying something? We couldn't hear.
So we just missed to thank IT team on behalf of Group Vice Chancellor sir and the whole team.
Yeah, Marut, I think IT team is doing a great job. but we have certificates to give to all the students. So maybe at the end, tell them to just hold on for a while.
Right, sir.
We
We'll hold it for.
certificates to all the researchers, students who are from the last 2 days working very hard.
Definitely, sir.
So thank you so much, Maru.
Thank you, sir.
This is very important. Before you go, I will like to shake hand with each one of you. And as one of the alumni was saying, that whenever I meet people, I always try to compliment them. And I'm sure that years later, a decade later, if I'm living and I speak to you, right, all of you, you will tell me that, sir, you spoke in 2023 on this day, and this is what we remember. But take back very good memories of your study abroad program and become success stories. Thank you. Okay, fine. First, we can have a group photograph. Alumni may have to leave. Come.
What's that? Okay, this
Which camera should we use? Maybe use anyone.
Neha Jain, please mark my proxy for today.
There are so many updates.
Keep announcing now.
So for the certificate distribution, can I have Ansh Gupta? Ansh Gupta, please come forward. Ankit Kulshresh. Yes. IT, we can close down the session now. Thank you.